Hi there, welcome to the Mountain of God. My name is Kamil. Today is 6th of May 2021. Welcome to video number 16. Today I want to go to the opposite direction and talk about heaven and why the heaven that we're gonna end up in might be completely different heaven that you thought that you're gonna get into. And there are a few different reasons that I want to talk about it. First of all, I want to show you what I think about heaven in the context of the different looking at it as we used in when we're talking about hell, because it might change your perspective a lot. And second, because I think because heaven is such a vague concept, that because we don't know what's going to happen, we don't really know, we don't have passion for it because we don't know really where we're going. And that's why I want to look at it and give you some perspective. So might be you would really want or start wanting to get there because you start knowing what you want from it. So first of all, I want you to look at it as we said in the previous videos, or at least one of them, where I said that everything, when you look at story of humankind, is basically story which started in a Garden of Eden, when God basically had created a garden where the people, Adam and Eve, were there, and He basically created the perfect environment for them to live, not to get sick, not to get hurt, and then on top of it, He added Himself. He basically was there talking with them and spending time with them. That was the whole concept, to have a perfect environment to live with your favorite, your loved creation, and just be there with them, enjoy spending time with them. And because of the sin, everything went as it went. At the end of the story, though, it said that we're gonna get back to the same state. But because we look at this whole thing from perspective of pain or injustice or something like this, we look at it that it's going to be placed without pain, without injustice, and without us have to work or be poor, because everything's going to be there. But if you look close enough, at least from God's perspective, it looks like He wanted to give us everything so we could concentrate on being with Him, enjoying His presence. And that's exactly going to be that place. And the more you see injustice, the more you see what's going on in the world, and you can see that this world is going down really fast, I want you to look at it from these two perspectives. One, there'll be no more justice, no more pain, no more death. It's going to be really perfect environment as it's supposed to be from the beginning. But on top of that, we'll be able to talk with our God face to face. He will walk around us like just another person. And there'll be no lies, no doctrines, no theories or theologies. No, everything's going to be clear as day, because He'll be there to answer all our questions. And that's why it's going to be amazing. Everyone who has some need, everyone who doesn't have enough or is really living in pain, poverty, death, there you're going to have your time to rest, talking with your God. That's why it's going to be awesome. But point number two, if I'm right, at least to some degree, that this whole conflict which is going on in heavens, in between basically devil going against us and angels trying to fight and help us to defeat him, maybe heaven also, as hell is, not really something that was created for us. At least it was for us, because from the beginning God told us that He's gonna take us back to this reality of Garden of Eden where everything was provided. But what if at the end of the days this place would be much more than just Garden of Eden? Because look, if God tries to use us as his children, but as this, small creatures that have nothing to compare with angels. What if he's using us to prove this whole spiritual realm that he is God of might and love and authority? Because he will defeat devil not by himself, but he'll give us authority, and this small race of humans will defeat Satan just because of God's love and his authority given to them. Maybe heaven is not something to impress us, but impress the spiritual realm. Have you ever thought that, that it's not going to be a problem to impress humans? Because, he could show anything from a spiritual realm, and it's going to be amazing to us. Because it's hard to comprehend what does really spiritual mean. But if he creates something that's supposed to impress the whole spiritual realm, as the end of the story of rebellion of one of the angels, they're going to be taken away, and that everything's going to be created. It's going to be created for all of us, but it's supposed to impress spiritual realm as the end of the story. Then we would have like a double surprise, because it's going to surprise us because it's going to be spiritual, but then it's going to surprise us because it's supposed to surprise even the spiritual realm. So that's why, maybe that's the reason why so many people who were in heaven, they say it's just impossible to say what it was and how I felt. It's impossible to write it down. It's impossible to use human vocabulary to kind of paint the picture, because it's completely outside of our realm of understanding. And that would be kind of understandable if that's supposed to impress not only us, but the whole spiritual realm. So that means that it's going to be an awesome place to be. But point number 3, I always had this feeling that the key to everything is understanding who your Father is. And I always try to understand what type of personality he is. Because if you look at him, then like a picture of heaven, which is painted by many, especially non-believers, makes completely no sense. Because tell me, how do you put this picture in a context of his own characteristics and personality? That we're gonna just cross the gates of heaven, sit down on a cloud and play harp? Really? Not only it makes no sense, because it's just a stupid idea to fly on a cloud and play harp. It's just, it's like a cartoon. But do you really think that God is static? I know that he says that he is, but he is saying that he is because there is no time. So there is no change per se. There's state of being. When you don't count time, there is no progress in time, because there's no time. There's just who you are. But if you look who God is, through everything that you experience, do you really feel that God is a static creature? From my perspective, everything that he created, everything changes. Every atom in your body is in constant movement. Everything is constant change. If you leave something by its own, it's going to degrade. If you start to build, everything changes. But there's nothing which is stationary. Nothing. So that's why I start to think, being an IT guy and having a lot of experience in IT and computer games, I start to think, what if the story of humankind and conflict of the spiritual realm, the devil wages war against us, what if this is level 1? What if it's not level 1? What if this is a lobby? The place that you basically choose a character that you're going to play in the main game. What if God's creativity starts when we enter heaven, not ends? What if this whole thing is just for you to pick up who do you want to be? And that is happening by us becoming who we are during our lifetime here on this, in this sphere of matter and time. What if whatever we're going to accomplish here is going to be taken there, and then the game will start? And that makes sense, because there are things in the Bible written which are strange, like Paul saying that we're going to judge angels. Tell me, how can you judge an angel if you don't understand the spiritual realm? It makes completely no sense. So it means that we will have to be upgraded. We will have to, as Paul says, we will have to understand as we are understood. Because without that, nobody will give you a possibility to judge a spiritual being if you don't understand what's going on. The same thing, we know that we were going to have the bodies 2.0 which Jesus had, which are not bound by the matter. He just walked through the closed door. How is that possible? How he's invisible, then he's visible? What's going on? What if we're going to be upgraded, and our body is not going to be just a vessel, but the new body means that we're going to be kind of lifted to other dimensions, and we're going to start being creatures living in other dimensions. There are some fragments in the Bible which says that we're going to judge nations. What if, and that's pure speculation on my side, but what does it really mean? The game is over. There's no nations to judge, because he will judge the nations at the throne. But then who are we going to judge? Maybe, and again, it's just ideas, maybe there's going to be another iteration. Maybe we are not the first one. Maybe we're not the last one. Maybe there'll be a different species. Do you really think that God's going to sit down and say, yeah, we did it with humans and that's it, now it's over? Maybe we're going to go to heaven and then serve as angels, meaning that we will help and be archangels to territories, planets, maybe other universes. Who knows? But do you really think that God will do nothing? What if we will really become a reflection of Him? Maybe we will get universes to create. And I'm going far, far beyond anything, but look at your Father. Look at how He behaves, how He acts. Do you really think that we're going to do nothing? We're going to play harp and fly on the clouds? That's why I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that it's going to be a great place. And basically, this is my point of view. I'm getting excited because I know that I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be awesome just because I know who He is and how He behaves. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. There's tons of stuff we don't know, but definitely there are things that we would like there to happen, and they will. No judgment, no pain, no death, no illnesses. Everything's going to be awesome. We're going to be at least at the place like Adam and Eve was, the perfect Garden of Eden, where God was there, and we're going to spend the same way we're going to spend time with our Father, talking with Him face to face. But there's a huge possibility that the Garden of Eden 2.0 will be something much more amazing, because it was created to shock not only humans but the whole spiritual realm as the end of this long story of rebellion of Satan. And what if the creativity will go on and this is just a beginning? So think about it and do something about it, because whatever is going to happen, it's going to be awesome. And it's, at least in my view, this is something really to look forward to. If you like this video, like, share and comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout and I'll be glad to talk about it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.